Hey guys, what's up? It's me. So tonight I kind of wanted to talk to you about something that's really personal to me. Given the situation I'm in with my now ex and our super messy breakup and the drama from that. So what I wanted to talk to you today was about cheating and how it actually affects people and why it's actually wrong. I kind of thought of this video while I was having a shower, getting ready for bed, and all of what I'm going to explain to you just kind of hit home again really hard. So just kind of something I need to get off my chest and say. So, here goes. So, why is cheating bad? Well, everyone's like, oh, it's bad, you shouldn't cheat on your partner. If you love them, you wouldn't hurt them. That sort of thing. And from that outside basic standpoint, yes, they're correct, but no one actually understands fully why it's so bad unless you've actually already been through it. So, that's what this video is about, and so it's bad because the person who gets cheated on, they really feel like crap. No other way to put it, they feel like crap. Best way to describe it is, no matter what you do, who you come across in life, what they say, what they do, whatever, you feel worthless. Like, you just feel like you're not good enough. You feel like you've never been good enough. Like you've done something wrong. There must have been something you've done wrong. Like you've made some sort of mistake. Like you're a failure. You just feel destroyed. Really, like your heart and your mind is just absolutely devastatingly destroyed. Like not shattered. Like fallen into 1,000 million tiny pieces. Obliterated like a Thanos snap, destroyed, gone. You have no self-confidence, no self-esteem. You feel like the biggest pile of turd, on the planet. And you're not even the one who's done something wrong, This is the person that's been cheated on, not the one who's done the cheating. Okay, this is just how you feel every second of every minute of every day. And, you can have good days and you feel okay, you finally feel like you've healed, you've moved on, you're getting somewhere, you're succeeding, you're finally getting happy, and in the back of your mind, you still got that same, pardon my French, shitty feeling, like you're nothing, like you're not worth it, like you don't deserve to be happy and to be loved and be in a relationship where you can trust the other person, because, especially in my situation, you spend years, like, it doesn't matter how long you've been with someone, cheating still sucks, you still feel the same way, it still hurts like hell. But for a lot of people, especially in my case as well, you're with someone for years, you love and trust and accept them, and, you try and support them and build a life with them, you make plans for your future together, like, married, living together, having pets, kids, going on holidays and traveling, helping each other progress through your careers, your study, whatever, all those sorts of things. And literally, you have all that destroyed in an instant. You feel like all that love and trust was one-sided, like the whole thing was never real. You feel like you've been lied to the whole time. And, again, like, none of it was real. You feel so stupid, like, and naive. Like, how could you be so foolish? And, yeah, it's just, it hurts so fucking much. Like, pardon my swearing. But yeah, it hurts so much. You get, like, this tightness in your chest, and at the same time, like, this empty void feeling deep inside at the same time. Like, there's nothing there, and you feel nothing, and yeah, you'd honestly have to feel it and experience it to know what I'm talking about. But yeah, you walk around with like this really heavy tightness in your chest around your heart, and at the same time you just feel so void of everything, of life, of happiness, love, self-respect, self-confidence. You don't believe you can make any decisions anymore. You feel like every decision you make, you are scared to make because you think you're going to make a wrong one, and you can't trust yourself to make those decisions anymore, and from there, you just have very little respect for yourself as well, and it's really hard, especially when you see them moving on 9 times out of 10. The person who's done the cheating, especially if they've dumped you, so like me, I got cheated on, I got lied to for months, cheated on for months, and then dumped. And they were already moving on, sleeping around with the people they were messaging, like liking photos and things on social media of half-naked people, of people they knew and had slept with long in the past, and, all those sorts of things, and now they're physically already sleeping around not even a week after, and, messaging all these guys, going on dating apps, or going on them again, going on all the dating and hookup apps, and seeing people in real life, and you see them, the people who cheated on you, already happy and moving on. Doesn't matter how, like, for me it was not even a week that they were doing that, like, that's bullshit. Like, again, pardon my French, but that's bullshit. But, it could be a few months, a few weeks down the track, it could be a few months, God, it could even be a couple of years, and you see them happy and healthy and moving on, and honestly, you can't. You just feel, it's like a kick in the guts, and like you're being shot by a potato gun in the chest. Like, you just feel so sad, like you've put so much time and energy and effort into what you thought was a loving, happy relationship, because, they lie to you, they pretend the whole time, they string you along, pretending like everything's okay, and it's not, and so you get those good feelings back, and you get the same feeling at the same time, like it was a lie, and yeah, like none of it was real, and you just feel sad all over again, and you feel like you can't trust anyone anymore either, and the worst part is it doesn't just affect your relationships with other people romantically, it affects your friendships and your relationships with your family and work colleagues and everything, because you can't trust what anyone says, because you've been lied to the whole time that you've been in that relationship, and they've lied to you and they've cheated on you, and they've just blatantly disrespected you, and and again it comes down to not being able to trust yourself and having no self-respect, making those decisions and seeing these people, but at the same time, in all these other relationships, you feel like you can't trust anyone because you've been told by one of the most serious people in your life that they love you and accept you, and yet they've gone ahead and done the exact opposite, and they've cheated on you, they've hurt you so bad, and you just feel like every other person is lying to you. They're putting on a face, their own mask, they don't really care about you, no matter what they say, no matter what they do, because they don't care about you at all, because you've had it all happen to you by one person who is one of the people you loved and trusted the most, and they've done the same thing, like on a different level, on a different aspect, but essentially the same thing. They've loved and accepted you and told you all these things, and you can't trust that anymore, and you can't trust that in your friends and your family and any potential people afterwards, and yet the person who's cheated on you is already moving on, and you can't. Like, there's no other way to describe it. You just can't trust anyone. You can't even trust yourself, let alone anyone else, Everything feels like a threat or an attack. Like, none of it's real. No one actually cares, and you just start feeling so isolated and alone because of that, and you start feeling even more like you screwed up somehow, like somehow you've done something wrong, or you're wrong in some way, and it just keeps going and going and going, and it is a very vicious cycle to break, and honestly, it's the worst feeling. I wouldn't wish it upon anyone, because, yeah, it's honestly the worst for all those reasons. Like, you can't trust anyone, you can't trust yourself. You're always the big loser on the planet, You've done something wrong when you haven't. And the worst part is, especially in my case as well, the whole thing is usually completely and totally avoidable with one 5-minute conversation, Like, if you look back, if you go back with it, if you have the chance to go back with the person, or even if you just look back by yourself, you can see it all could have been completely avoided, completely different with one 5-minute conversation, and that's the part that hurts the most, is you never get that chance to do that, and you're just sitting there feeling horrible, and like you can't trust anyone else. It's not that you can't trust anyone else, you're physically terrified. Like, it's terrifying trying to talk to anyone else, trust anyone else, whether it's your family, whether it's your friends. You feel like it's fake, because the person who's cheated on you, the person you loved and accepted, has said all these good things, done all these good things, and it's fake, because they wouldn't cheat on you, and 9 times out of 10 dump you if it was real, and all could have been avoided, and you just feel like the biggest loser, and yeah, like, it's honestly the worst feeling you could ever have, and it's the worst way to destroy a person, because it's not just physical, it's your mind is just broken, it's running around in places, you're always so cautious and wary and anxious all the time, you're always wondering what people are saying, what they really mean, what they're really doing. You have these severe trust issues you can't get past, like, you've got these mental blocks that you just can't seem to get past, and you want to love and accept people, but your heart is just like, no. you're physically terrified of having your heart broken like that again, and yeah, it's honest to God the worst feeling ever. And you spend forever trying to break that cycle, just with yourself, let alone with anyone else in your life. You know, you've got to spend so long trying to tell yourself that you weren't the one who did it. There's nothing wrong with you. It's not because of you, it's because of them. You're not the bad person. They are. They're the ones who cheated. They're the ones who hurt you, who lied to you, disrespected you, you know? And honestly, physically, you're physically at war with yourself every second of every day, and every time you feel like you've won, it comes back and it haunts you, and the whole process just starts all over again. And there's all these triggers for it, like things that trigger your memories of the good times, which are now tainted with all these bad times. Like, look at what happened. And again, the process in your mind and your heart starts all over again. The anxiety, the worrying, the tension, the literal fear. It's terrifying, like almost to the point where you could be drowning or being attacked, and like near death, like that's sort of terrifying. Like, that's how scared you get of opening up to other people and trying to trust other people and trying to move on, and just having the other person, just already moving on again for me. Yeah, they moved on. They were already moving on even before we broke up, and watching them, move on, be happy, getting what they want out of life, it hurts so much more, and it just increases the feeling that you are worthless, you don't deserve anything, and yeah, and you're walking around with a literal tension, migraine or tension headache from the anxiety. You're physically sick, like I'm being physically sick, vomiting almost every morning in the shower, unable to eat, so it affects you physically as well. Like the mental and emotional side effects of being cheated on affects you physically as well, and like nausea and tension and stress and being sick, and yeah, you just, like, you feel like you're in this bottomless dark pit and you just can't ever seem to get out of it, and every time you try, it feels like you're digging a deeper hole, and you're just being completely swallowed up by this darkness. And although it's like people are trying to help you out, your friends, your family, maybe your work colleagues, like my boss, she's the best. Honestly, we're like two peas in a pod, and we get along like nothing. And I don't know, I feel like, and we buy each other presents, and we support each other through the things that we're going through. But even some days, I'm just like, is it real? Can I trust this person? Is it like a face or a front or a mask? And like logically, I can know that it's not, but emotionally, you're just freaking out on the inside. You're worrying about it all. And then it's not only is it unfair on you, it's unfair on all those people, and you can't help it. Like, it is literally one of the hardest emotional things to recover from, and it sets off your anxiety, your depression, with, feeling worthless and like crap, and like, you literally feel like you want to die, but at the same time, you want to live, but there's nothing to live for except for your family and your friends, and you know, and then you try and help, be around them and let them help you and support you and care for you, but at the same time, you can't trust them or anything they say or they do because you've already been hurt, and it's just a literal cycle, and yeah, I can't describe it any more than a giant black hole inside, wrapping around your chest and just swallowing you up, and no matter how hard you try and fight it, no matter how much you move on, it literally always haunts you. And I saw this post on Facebook the other day telling a story about how a guy cheated on his wife not long after they got married and cheated on them for a while. And, the only reason why he admitted to it and stopped it was because they were pregnant and having kids. And although she forgave him and they stayed together, she was crying herself to sleep every night. She was sick, physically sick, almost every day, and she would still wake up in the middle of the night with nightmares and freaking out from anxiety. And it's literally just like that. You have panic attacks all the time. You can't function properly at work. Especially for me, selling suits for weddings, for God's sake, And, you can't function at work because it's always on your mind and everything just triggers it all. Everything sets it off. And, yeah. It's honestly just the worst feeling, and no one deserves it. And, yeah, that's why being cheating is bad. I don't care what the reason is. Cheating, bar being physically abused by a partner, or raped, or, something extreme like that. I don't condone cheating at all, and in actual fact, even in those situations, obviously go to the police and whatever, sort it out legally. Cheating isn't the answer there either, and I don't care what other circumstances, what other situation, cheating is not okay, because the person getting cheated on, as I said, it destroys them mentally, emotionally, and it affects them physically in all ways, not just physically personally, but physically in their life and with other people. And yeah, there's nothing more I can really say. And yeah, so thank you for watching this. Yeah, I hope it makes sense. Sorry for rambling on so much and kind of going around in circles and repeating myself, but I just want to try and get the point across and try and give you examples, especially from my own current situation, which honestly, I know it doesn't look like it, but my eyes are actually tearing up, and I don't cry, like, at all, don't cry, and, yeah, sorry, I'm sitting here trying not to cry, and it's like between 10:30 and 11 o'clock at night, and I still can't sleep because, this, I'm going through, it's how I feel, and, yeah, so yeah, thank you guys again for being patient with me if you got to this point, and listening to me ramble and repeat myself, and don't ever cheat, seriously, don't ever cheat. It is the worst feeling, and if you've ever been cheated on and you cheat, you've literally got no excuse, and that's probably one of the few times you're worse than a cheater, is when you're being cheated on and you cheat. So, don't cheat, honest to God. And to all you cheaters out there, I know some of you feel remorseful, some of you feel guilty, and you try and make it work, and you try and make up for it, and genuinely want to make it work, and shout out to you people, guys, girls, whatever. Shout out to all you people who try and make it work, and to those people who have been cheated on and try and make it work with them. Like, honest to God, the bravest thing you guys can do when it comes to relationships and things like that. Honest to God, I've done it. I did it with this current relationship. It's not the first time I was cheated on in this relationship as well. Not the first time I've been cheated on in a relationship. It's honestly the hardest thing to do and the bravest thing you can do. So shout out to you guys who try and work with the person who cheated on you. Shout out to the guys who did the cheating and try and work it out and solve the problems and make it work. Honestly, it is amazing that you guys can do that, and you are literally the few people. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna end this video now. So thank you guys again for watching. Like and subscribe down below. I'm probably going to put this on my YouTube channel, so if I do, like and subscribe below. Leave a comment if you've ever been cheated on, or even if you have cheated and tried to make it work. Drop a comment below and tell me your experiences, what you guys did to cope and get through it, and are you happy now moving on? And if not, yeah. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.